It was a week of overwhelm, an unexpected big step, and beautiful views. And welcome to my weekly visual journal, in which I share the honest journey and the raw update of how I'm building my business from the start, and as well create a life of freedom in the process. And currently, I'm living in Switzerland. I've been here for the past week, and it's been great. Snowboarding, beautiful hikes, langlaufing, which is super difficult actually from for starting out, and a lot of hikes, ice skating as well. So that has been great, but there also were some struggles, and this was definitely that I felt very overwhelmed. And this was in my business because I put a lot of pressure on my business. If you don't know what kind of business I'm building Founder Space, which is a community for early stage founders to belong and as well really get to that first income and create a life of freedom for themselves as well. And yeah, what I'm organizing is a founder house, and this is a house where we all come together in a beautiful place and really have a nice routine together, and really where we challenge each other to grow, get a lot of work done, and as well enjoy a little bit of our life together. And I'm organizing the next one in Lombok, which is going to be in March, but putting quite a lot of pressure on myself to make it work. Like, I want a nice house, I want it to be with a lot of people, and yeah, I realized later in the week that I was putting too much pressure on myself, and this actually withheld me from enjoying this beautiful place where I'm currently in. And also, why I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed is because I decided to go all in on Founder Space and quit my side job income, and now I'm running a bit out, and the income is not stable yet. So I need to figure out some side job, like some side income again. And this also, I felt the pressure of this. But then the big win of this week is that, which actually helped me release a lot of this pressure, and that was that I'm coaching one of my friends on like a one-on-one coaching, helping him with like setting up live routines, helping with some limiting beliefs, and as well really give some strategic guidance in his business. And he enjoyed this so much. We did like a 3 months test program, and now he's like, "Yo, I want this for a whole year," and it's super fun to do. I'm really enjoying doing those calls, and so. And he wanted to pay for a whole year, so this was like, wait, this could be the perfect moment to just do this as a yes, has some side income in the meantime. One funny realization I had actually is, which actually came back to the struggle as well, is that every time you're like stressed, it's like a test of your character. How do I handle this situation? And actually, in that moment, you can always decide, I can live freely right now. And I had a little realization. I'll share that right now. I think I figured something out, and that is that what am I always looking for is freedom. So to live a life where I feel free, and it's funny because I think everyone is looking for that, to just have this feeling of freedom, or maybe at least let's keep it at myself. But and that's as well why I want a business. It's to have this feeling of freedom. That's why we want all these things, because then to have this feeling of freedom. But then I feel you realize that the freedom is not in outside things, but it's in yourself. You choose every moment to be free, and this is what, at least for me, I'm like working towards, to just feel free in every moment wherever I am, and just do things when I feel free. For me, that's being in nature, being active, doing sports, dreaming about a business, working on a business, working with other people that have this same drive towards their vision of freedom. And it's also funny because that's with the Buddha and with suffering. That's kind of like a pointer towards, oh, I'm suffering because something. That's like a sign. Oh, I'm suffering because I want to be free of something. And then when you can release that, you're free again. So it's more like when I feel suffering, I'm now trying to be more like, okay, why am I suffering? And then when I realize why am I suffering, I can let go of it and I feel more free again. So yeah, that's my life's mission, is to just live freely and feel fulfilled. And I already know I can realize that myself right now in every moment. And yeah, just do more things whenever I feel free, and hopefully share it with others. It's also for the version of my younger self who was struggling to just document this, so that if he would see all these things, he would feel more free, and he would realize, oh shit, this is more direction in where I have to go. So yeah. So now let's get into a raw update of what I did in the business exactly. So I actually worked a lot on organizing this house, and one really nice step is that I found a really good house with a good deal, and as well that one of the members of the community wants to come in as like a videographer resident, and yeah, he will take over all the content, which is one of my biggest bottlenecks. And this also comes down from the book 10 times is easier than 2 times, in which it's who, not how. So instead of trying to figure out myself and trying to do that as well, no, let's bring someone in who actually wants to help and loves doing this and takes all the pressure away from me. So that was a nice step as well. And then two nice founder talks I organized, which is once a month a founder comes in and he really talks about what his struggles were and how he overcome his limiting beliefs to get to that first steady income and get started on their journey in business. So I organized two of them, and one of them will also be coming on as a mentor. So members in the community can actually book a call and have like one-on-one like guidance, a call with 30 minutes. So that's also super nice. And then the last thing I worked on was a bunch of sales calls. Then for the numbers, it's not the end of the month yet, and I take in people only once a month. So for this month, we're still at 8 members. The revenue for this month is 500, because one of the members actually renewed his membership. So that's really good news. So that's the revenue for now. And then I'll put the numbers of YouTube and Instagram followers here because I didn't check it beforehand. I will talk about my personal pursuits. And in movement, really great week. Did so many hikes. Like I said, a lot of snowboarding, which I absolutely love. We'll be doing that now as well after this video. So super excited to do that. Super grateful to be doing that as well. And for the books, I finished The Heart of the Buddha's Teaching, which is my first book about Buddhism, and really interesting to learn more about it, because I think it's so interesting, and it really helped me to be more connected with the whole world, with other people, feel more calm, feel more grateful. So really great book, really recommend it. Then I started reading 10 times is easier than 2 times. It's really a mindset shift, like I told before, is who, know how, and just thinking bigger, because actually achieving bigger goals is kind of easier than, or just at least as difficult as achieving these realistic goals. So that's already really changing my perspective on how to approach different things, and already see progress from this. So that's great. And then the last book, what I'm now trying to do is every week I try to dedicate 6 hours to learning a specific skill I want to learn for my business. So this is community building, but as well leadership, communication, communicating clearer. And now I'm reading a book about community, which is called The Business of Belonging. All right, so the next week focus. Actually, the one thing that I want to get fixed is this founder house in Lombok. So that is the main focus, to have that finished and booked. Then the second thing is I will be hosting a 60-day breakthrough workshop, and also some new potential members will join that. So really excited to host that, and make sure that's a good workshop. These are the main focus points, and then some of the normal routines of the business for this week is doing some sales calls, posting some content, and as well working a little bit on improving the website. But that's the lowest priority. So that's the focus. And then now, lastly, the question of this week is, what does it mean for you to live freely, a life of freedom? What does this mean? When do you feel most free? Really curious to know. All right, see you next time. Peace.